Right, this report is all about the ablution facilities at Junction House in Johannesburg. This is a fictitious place. I've changed the names of places in order to protect those who actually did the original report. Investigates, there's your conceptual verb, and your subject is, of course, Junction House and ablution facilities. It does have a mini scope. Junction House is a place, and it does have a conceptual verb, and it leads toward hypotheses. The structural integrity is good, it's not good, it has elements of good, elements of bad. All kinds of hypotheses are springing out of that purpose statement. This would be a near perfect introduction. Well, let's put it this way. A mind map of a near perfect introduction. Remember, your introduction is divided up into 6 sections, the first of which is, of course, that purpose statement. But then history and background. The readers need to understand the history and the context. Stick to that. Multi-story building, several decades, communal, aging infrastructure, poor maintenance, etc. Then, of course, the needs. Why are we doing this report? Very clear. The scope, we're looking at 2 kinds of scope here, geographical and chronological. That's usually the case. And then, of course, you've got a definition of the word ablution. You don't want someone questioning the validity of the report based on a poor understanding of what's meant by ablution. So just like any lawyer, you would make absolutely sure that your term, any good lawyer, should I say, make absolutely sure that your terms are understood from the beginning. And then finally, a paragraph on your method of research, visual inspections, photographic records, testing, review of drawings, and some references to quality standards, etc. Now, the perfect body would be breaking up into problem, cause, and solution. And the good thing about a body like this is that solution would then supplant your conclusions and recommendations. You could then drop that entire section from the report and it's subsumed under solution here. This, of course, is a mind map of the body. The body would have to be unpacked. Now, the purpose of this video is to see how we shouldn't do it. What we've just shown you is in fact how it should be broken up. But here we have the problem which we call front loading. A classic front-loading or executive summary overload mistake. By cramming the entire report's findings, that is, now the problem, cause, and solution, into the introduction, the writer destroys the logical flow of the document and leaves the reader with no reason to read the subsequent sections. So you would see, for example, under purpose statement, anything in red is what shouldn't be added. You don't want recommendations added to the purpose statement. You simply want the intention. And then under history and background, you don't want indications of methodology in this case. And then under needs, the investigation has found that the facilities are currently suffering from visible structural degradation, including wall cracks. Now that's the findings, okay? And that would be subsumed underneath problems or possibly causes. And then there's some solutions. You see over here, here's some solutions. This shouldn't be in here. We just need to highlight the needs for the writing of this report. And then underneath ablution, in this report we examine structural integrity of that's repeating the purpose statement. So I find over the 30 years that I've taught this that maybe 20% of the time, people don't get it. They front load. They think they've got to cram the entire report here into the introduction. That doesn't work. You've actually got to keep the reader guessing because you want it, as we saw in the breakdown of the body and the introduction, you want it to lead the reader down a path of logic where he or she can read your purpose, read the historical background, and begin to wonder, well, what is this report going to do? And then move on to the body where the problem is defined, the causes are looked at, and then the solution is recommended.